happening, footy fans around the world? The World Cup has been awesome. Just like you see in my previous video, NHL draft. Dude, the World Cup has been awesome. And this World Cup update 2014 from Brazil, the World Cup has been amazing. The fans have been enjoying themselves over the last week or so. We've seen some upsets. We've seen some great teams get knocked out of the tournament, like the world champs in Spain. Hey, the World Cup, you have to show up. You look at teams like Chile. They really showed up, and they beat one of the world's best teams in Spain. And when you saw what Netherlands did to them in beating them 5-1, it was an amazing feat. You just don't see that every day. And when you saw Australia play at the high level that the Dutch could play at, and just losing to them 3-2, you just saw some of the great talents of some of these players around the world. And another game I saw today in Algeria and South Korea. Algeria managed to get a 3-goal lead in the first half. And then, South Korea managed to chip away and bring it back to a reasonable score. In the end, it was 4-2. But they managed to score 2 quick goals on Algeria, and Algeria finally got that 4th goal to get them the win. But, Algeria showed in this tournament, no one expected them to do anything in this tournament. No doubt. Most people were picking, Russia or South Korea to go through in this group. And, of course, you have Belgium in the group, but nobody felt they'd get through either. They felt it would probably be Russia and Korea. That's who I picked. I think I picked Belgium and I picked Korea to get out of this group. And it's unbelievable to see what Algeria has done and Belgium have done. They have really surprised me. And, when I saw that earlier game, it wasn't the funnest game to watch between Belgium and Russia. Just not many goals. There was only 1 goal. But this young Belgian team showed the world that they can play at the highest level. And when you believe in your skills and when you believe that you can make a difference out there on the pitch, the fans around the world have to enjoy what you bring. You see it in their eyes when they score that goal. They just show that emotion. You see the fans are jumping, they're hugging, kissing, you name it. It is an amazing atmosphere. Fans over the world watching this on their television sets, listening on the radio, putting on their internet radio, you name it. Everybody's having a blast with this World Cup. There has been some tragedies along this World Cup, but pretty much it's been pretty good. Most teams that were expected to lose have really surprised everybody and won. Look at Nigeria. They get their first win ever in the World Cup. They won yesterday. I believe it was over Bosnia, Herzegovina, 1-0. So it's amazing when you believe in your ability, you believe you can play good defense, you can step up your game, score a big goal, and become a star. Look at the Germany-Ghana game. It was an amazing game. They finished that game, 2-2? It was awesome. Goal scoring from the likes of Miroslav Klose. You go on and on. Asamoah Gyan, he had 2 goals. These guys are just some of the best talents the game's ever seen. You have great young talent coming up like Vidal. You have guys like Vargas, who's going to probably go to a big team this offseason. I'm hearing talk that Vargas is going to be leaving this team that he plays for in Napoli for a big team out in England. And there's talk of Arsenal, there's talk of Chelsea, there's even talk of Manchester City, and there's even talk of some of the other teams in the Premier League, like West Ham United. There's lots of teams there that have money. And even look in Spain, there's some teams that are interested in Vargas too. You look at Barcelona, you look at Real Madrid, Valencia, Villarreal. There's very good teams around the world that want to get this guy. When you score big goals in the World Cup, sometimes it gives you a confidence. Your agent starts getting phone calls. You start to feel the pressure of your family. You start to feel the pressure of your teammates. You start to feel the pressure of your nation. You're moving on in the World Cup. This is a word of advice to all the teams that make it to the next round. Most of the things haven't been decided yet. Even with the games we saw today, they haven't been decided. Some teams haven't been eliminated yet. So, you look at England. They didn't do well in this World Cup. I felt they could have done some real damage, them in Italy, coming out of that group. I still think Italy will come out of that group, but they got to win their next game or they're done. So, I mean, you just never know in this World Cup. You see something you never think you will see. Colombia, team I'm going for, and Argentina, they're going to be in the next round of the World Cup. Nobody in their right mind would have thought Colombia would have made it to the next round of the World Cup. They're just glad to be in the World Cup. But when you're playing South America in that extreme heat, it's so hot, so humid, they actually have to have water breaks. The same thing they did in South Africa. Some days it was very, very hot, and some days you have to go have those water breaks because it's just too hot for the human body. But, this World Cup has been spectacular. We've seen some great games. We've seen some close games. You look at the USA recently and Portugal. What a thrilling game. I mean, last-minute goal at Portugal. This thing give up. I thought they were done. It was just they had the 2-1 lead. There was like maybe 2 minutes left in the game, and they get that late goal. Portugal, it just disappointed the United States. I don't know, it took a lot of things out of them. But, hey, either way, the World Cup is one of the toughest things to call. That's why so much people around the world love the game of football, soccer, It's still the world's game for a reason. It's still fun to watch. I see fans, I talked to some fans recently, and they say they love the World Cup. They say it's pretty cool, chill on Brazil, you chill on wherever. I talked to my nephew, man, he's a big star on the YouTubes, and he says he's cheering for Brazil, and he says, man, this team's good. They have all the talent, all the great players and stuff. And you know what? Take it in. You say, Brazil, they still have a chance to win the World Cup, even though I think they will be upsetted, but you never know. In this World Cup, anything's possible. Anything can still happen. If Spain can get knocked out, I won't be surprised if a few big-name teams get knocked out in the next round of qualification. But this round of world qualification is still not over yet. You still have games are going to be played on Monday and Tuesday are still in this group stage. But, in the next round, a group of 16, it's going to be interesting. We're going to see who's the real deal and who's fake. We're going to see if these little teams can beat the big teams. You just never know in this competition. The World Cup brings out the most in all players. But it's always fun to watch, folks. I know I've had a blast being able to watch the World Cup in 2014. For this day, June 22nd, 2014, Mark Spencer saying, so long. Continue to watch the world's game. I'm signing out, folks. And I love this game. FIFA World Cup, baby. Bye-bye.